Welcome, beautiful one, to day 28 of our angel series. Today, we're going to be connecting with Archangel Haniel, the angel of the moon, of grace, illumination, and self acceptance. If you have Haniel's card, please bring it to your heart center. If you don't, just bring your hands to your heart, left hand, then right hand on top, and just gently press. It's all about the feelings today. It's all about connecting with yourself. So let's really slow down and sip and savor these moments together. Closing your eyes if you haven't done so already. And just in your own time, taking a deep breath in, pausing at the top of your inhale, allowing your body to relax, and sigh out the breath. Letting go of anything before this now moment. And again, breathing in, pausing. And while you pause, just relax your shoulders, relax your neck, relax the muscles around your eyes and jaw, and exhale the breath. Feeling yourself arrive in your awareness so that you can be fully present to seeing, feeling, knowing Archangel Haniel as we invite him forward now, asking him to be with you, to bring forward his calming, cooling presence and the ray of light that he serves upon, the silver ray. The silver ray connects us with our true inherent knowing. It is our connection to our divine femininity, and as such, our connection with Mother Earth, our great mother. So just seeing, sensing, feeling that silver light fill you, fill your space. Archangel Haniel Most High with us. And we just say yes to Haniel sharing his messages today, his teachings, anything new he would like to share that isn't in his books, what he said before through the Oracle deck, the books, Angel Healing System. And if you would like to connect and partner with Haniel over the next 24 hours or beyond, just saying again, big yes. And so it is. So let us open up this realm as he's here, and everything looks very silvery as I open my eyes. Maybe you're seeing and feeling that on the camera. Let's speak about Archangel Haniel, another archangel who is often, in the past anyway, been represented as female in form. Now, again, angels don't have a form, but when we relate to them for the purpose of our mind to understand something that really is ineffable, is without form, we bring forward this representation of angels being human. And when we were channeling the images for this card, for Archangel Haniel from the Female Archangels card deck, he came forward with this almost otherworldly look about him, because of course he's connected to the celestial body, the moon, but there's also a nuance there of the druid collective. He's got a druid necklace that he's wearing. He's got his hands on his heart, wearing a very simple gown, and it was all about reflecting this simplicity, this ease of just slowing down to connect with herself. And really, Haniel helps us to find a practice that supports us to tune into our vibes, to tune into our truth, our instincts, our intuition, and to love that practice. So, our spiritual daily practice, otherwise known as a sadhana, doesn't feel like a chore or a bore. It's actually something that we're looking forward to. So if you haven't cultivated that practice already and made it consistent, Archangel Haniel, ask him, Haniel, may you please inspire me with ways that I can consistently show up to hear my inner being, to hear your counsel, the counsel of my guardian angels, the counsel of the archangels and the Archeia and all my spirit team. What is the best way for me? And it might be, you might say that on a day-to-day basis. So that, especially if you like variety, I know myself, every day I don't do journaling and meditation and yoga and connecting with nature. It depends on where we are. It depends on our mood and our flow that day. So Haniel can really support us to just whatever is the practice, just to make it consistent, because that is key. The consistency to say, okay, I am here. I am showing up to listen. We've said before in other videos, so that we're tuning into ourselves and not everything else, not the drama, the chaos, the busyness, the clangor of other people's stuff. What they're sharing on social media, what they're sharing physically when you're in the space, so that you can tune into you first and foremost. What is the new news of your inner being? What is being said? What is being shared? The tools, the action steps, the inspiration, the messages. And it's really good to do this right at the start of your day, to cultivate a spiritual practice, a sadhana, so that before you're tuning into everything else, you're listening. Like you're turning on your phone or you're turning on the TV, you're turning into you, you're tuning into you. What is what wants to be revealed, what wants to be shared with you? Because each of us has an inner being, a guidance system that is the counsel of our guides and our teachers, our allies, all blended together as one voice that comes through. And often I've asked in angel healing courses, clients on social media, how can we trust the voice of our inner guidance? What does our inner being sound like? Now everybody translates guidance differently. It might be through visions, through sounds, through senses, even smells and scents. We can pick up spirit messages and the awareness of spirits around us through scents. But here's the commonality. You know when it's the voice of your inner being because it's often gives you a sense of expansion. It's very positive, even in the face of challenges and things that feel really, really big. Your inner being knows that you can surmount them, that you have what it takes, that these opportunities are bringing you growth. And so it gives you this sense of being real, gives you the sense of expansion, gives you the sense of freedom, no matter if there's challenges coming forward. As opposed to the voice of the ego, which is often contractive. It's often that voice that comes in after her inner being and says, oh, no, that wasn't true. Oh, you can't believe that. You're just making that up. You're not talking to angels. You're not talking to your inner being. Yada, yada, yada. All the stories. It's that contractive, more negative, doom and gloom voice. We know when we're following the ego because we're so preoccupied with what other people are doing, other people are saying or not doing. We're just focused on others rather than tuning into what's most important, rather than tuning into our own voice. So that's the distinction. So you can put that into practice. You can, if there's something that you want an answer to, just drop in as Haniel's sharing here, reflecting this mudra of bringing your hands to your heart. And what that does is it balances the left and right hemisphere of the brain. It also, especially if you bring your thumbs, which represent the ego, which represent more of our humanity, bring that into the heart center. Bring the palms together, fingers together. It's a sense of grouping, it's a sense of bringing everything in. And when we do this and we ask a question, whatever it is, you might want to do this now. Just close your eyes. Is there something that you would like clarity on? Maybe life for you is presenting a variety of different choices and you don't know what to pick or the path, as you are allowing yourself just to be open here, see the different choices or see the question, ask yourself whatever's most meaningful you at this time. And just listen now. We'll go into silence for a moment. Just ask your inner being to reveal the answer. And if you're watching this back, you can, of course, pause the video. But I'll just continue because that first voice that comes through, that first response, whether that response is an internal voice or it's a vision or it's a sound or it's just a suggestion, just a knowing that's coming up, bubbling up from within you, that's your inner being. And the second, the third, the fourth voice is often the ego refuting, opposing what's just been said, that initial response. And so trust that, trust that. And in the deck, for Archangel Haniel's card is from the Female Archangels, he has a wonderful activation exercise, you could call it, called trusting your inner being, that is wonderful to do, just to put this more into practice so that you're consistently tuning into you, tuning into the right choices, what feels good for you. Haniel really is the angel that helps us with living more in integrity, having courage of conviction, staying committed, committed to ourselves, committed to that spiritual daily practice, also committed to a certain task or a project. He helps us with discipline. He helps us to just continue to focus on what's important. And in the doing so, honor everybody at the same time. He's a great angel for if you feel like you're in a conversation with someone and you know that you want to bring more sensitivity, more compassion to that specific conversation or what's being asked of you, ask Archangel Haniel to come in. He helps us to honor our own sensitivity while respecting other people. He also helps us to honor our own cycles, the cycles and rhythms, the seasons of our being, but also, especially as women, to honor the cycle that we're in with regards to bleeding, also perimenopause, also menopause. I was just had lunch with a friend of mine who was sweating. You know, she was really experiencing those menopause symptoms. Haniel has this wonderful cooling sense to him. He's, I don't want to tag him as the menopause angel, but really he brings forward such a cooling, balancing energy. And I really do recommend to work with Haniel if you are experiencing heightened menopause symptoms, perimenopause, heightened emotional states. He really just brings in this cool, calm, collective energy to help us to know that everything's okay. We're being held, we're being supported. And like he says on the card here, to trust your vibes. Okay, let's look at Haniel's crystal associations. So the first one would be selenite. Selenite crystal. Selenite has featured in a few of these videos already in this series. Selenite is one of the highest vibrational crystals that we can use to connect us with our angels. So selenite, having some in your space. Celestial smoky quartz. Celestial smoky quartz. So grounding, so wonderful just to hold. Has that wonderful Haniel smoky energy. And Lemurian quartz. Now, I've felt really guided to bring these in. I've never brought these into a video before. These are actually a male and female seed points. They're partners. And I got them from a special dealer years ago, like 15 years ago, something like that. And they're absolutely wonderful if you have two Lemurian points or if you feel like you've got a pair and one feels masculine in expression anyway, and one feels feminine, just to hold them in meditation, because it really gives you a greater understanding of the male and the female polarity within you, helps you to bring in a lot more balance. And Haniel is often an archangel that is seen to be female, that has been represented as female in the past. All the while, Archeia Radiant, his divine feminine twin, has been there. It's just there hasn't been that evolution until these teachings started to be shared around the world 15 years ago or so. They're still relatively new to many people. Everybody was really connecting with Archeia Radiant through Haniel's guys, but angels have this expression. They have the masculine and the feminine energy to relate to us. Are they masculine and feminine in gender? Absolutely not. Do they have a form? No. Can they manifest as a form? Absolutely, yes. They can manifest as a physical form. I've met physical angels before. I'm sure you have as well. Sometimes we can meet earth angels, or we can meet like a stranger, and we know that our guardian angel has manifested in physical form to tell us something, to share something, or to support us in that moment. And we're like, we come away from that experience knowing that we've just been in communication with an angel. Let me know if that's happened to you in the comments. um, and it's the same thing with crystals. Crystals are very much physical, but they still have this expression that can be masculine and feminine. And so yeah, do check out Lemurian seed crystals if you don't have them, and bring them into your collection and just sit and meditate. They can be wonderful to bring into your spiritual uh, practice, friends. Okay, let's look at Haniel's affirmation. And there's so much more about Haniel in the book. And also, if you ever wanted to dive deeper into these teachings and really expand it, so it's not just one day with the angel, but it's months and months, years and years, then come and join us on the angel healing journey. Many people have came to this modality from other different angel therapy systems, whether it's IET or angel Reiki, angelic Reiki, and found angel healing to be different. It's a different frequency. It's taught over different degree levels, and you meet intimately the 34 angels, the 17 archangels, and their 17 twin archeia. And it's just incredible, friends. I'll put in the show notes when the next angel healing is coming up, and you can come and join us. And if you're watching these videos relatively live, then there's one coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'd love to see you there. But for now, let's end as we connect with Archangel Haniel with his blessing, and he guides us to place our hands on our heart and to say aloud this affirmation with conviction. I bless myself with loving kindness every time I listen, trust, and follow my guidance. I bless myself with loving kindness every time I listen, trust, and follow my guidance. Let's do that one more time. I bless myself with loving kindness every time I listen, trust, and follow my guidance. And so it is. Thank you for watching, friends. Do share this video on into your groups. Let's invite more into this beautiful angel series, and I will see you in the next video. So much love.